you hear recently when Manasseh Azariah and Adelaide Arthur put together that piece where children were sharing their experiences. It was absolutely heartbreaking. But there's good news, because when you hear medical students coming up and talking about child sexual abuse, then you know there's a lot of hope ahead. So the next conversation we're going to have is extremely important. Let me just introduce my guests who are seated. Ruth Pokua appears student, University of Ghana Medical School, but she's also project coordinator for the Federation of Ghana Medical Student Association Child Sexual Abuse Project. And Dr. Jemima Kankam is a psychiatrist, fellow of the American Psychiatrist Association. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
I'll start with you, Ruth. You're not a doctor yet?
No, please.
Okay, so what year are you now?
I'm in fourth year.
Fourth year.
We call it first clinical year.
First clinical year. How's it going?
Very good.
Is it tough? They say medical school is tough.
Well, it is. It's okay. You just have to apply yourself to what you are taught, and then you know what to do.
Okay.
And we've had a bit of experience in the first 3 years, so we are getting better at it, at managing our time.
We thank God. But I'm surprised that you're adding this project to what you're already going through, which is a good thing, really, because you're young, and when young people are talking about these things, the message gets across really well. So tell us about this project you've taken on.
Okay, so the Child Sexual Abuse Project, we call it a fight against child sexual abuse. It's a project being held by the Standing Committee on Human Rights and Peace, which is a standing committee under the Federation of Ghana Medical Students Association. Yes, this is sort of a maiden project. Yes, and then we basically want to raise awareness on this issue, child sexual abuse. It's one issue that is quite hushed. You know, we talk about it, but then we don't really do anything about it, and everybody just whispers about it. Nothing really major is done about it. Yes, we're talking to some resource persons, and they were telling us that doctors are not even trained so much on being able to identify such cases. So it comes with so many. There's also a lot of stigma involved, and so we just want to raise awareness, educate people, get people to start talking about it, get all the major stakeholders to start doing something about it, get government attention, everyone, that we all contribute in making this, curbing the incidence of these cases.
Yeah, Dr. Kankam, I appreciate that you're giving your support to this cause, but what does it mean for young people to take up this challenge?
Well, first, the reason why I'm supporting them is, as medical students, to take up this, it takes courage to take up this up, because they're going to get pushback. But it's a major problem. As a psychiatrist, and I've been an adult psychiatrist for the past 25 years in the US, and a majority of my female, especially, it's not limited to females, but majority of them have had, you know, childhood, different forms of sexual abuses, and it has influenced them adversely. Many, you know, their relationships, sometimes they have been re-victimized. So I see the long-term effects, and you know, this is my home. So helping them protect their children.
Yeah.
I mean.
But Ruth, you must be familiar with some of the stories. The reason you decided as students, even in the medical school, to go ahead with this project. So what's the inspiration, really?
It's the long-term effect. All right. When mostly the reason, I think the reason most of us we don't give much attention to the subject is because, you know, our society, which is, like, this person is just a child. I mean, it'll pass and the person will forget about it. Yes. But it doesn't happen like that in the real world, because it's easy for those who are not victims to say that, pass. I mean, in a year or two, you'd have forgotten. But the children, it has so many consequences. Dropping academic performance, depression. I recently read an article where I think a 14-year-old child, it happened early this year. Yes, I read an article which said the child is now contemplating suicide because there's a lot of low self-esteem and so many issues, yes. But we think that if it's tackled before, in the early stages, and even when the children are identified, we don't even have enough counseling systems in place to be able to help them deal with the aftermath of the trauma. So we just want to raise our voices, just get people to think about it, talk about it, and then hopefully put in better measures to help reduce the incidents.
Dr. Nkam, you talked about the long-term effects. What is it that we're not doing quite well here in Ghana? What is it that we can copyright in terms of what is happening elsewhere?
Actually, this is a global problem. You know, it's not just limited to Ghana, but just like in Ghana, there are some other issues that we're trying to get ahead of. This is one of them. It is prevention and early identification. You know. So there will be trained, as he said, even doctors, I mean, are not trained to identify. So we need to train all sectors of society, the public, parents, teachers. Mr. Azuri's piece was on a school. You know, you see many parents anxiously taking their children to school, and you expect that they are in safe places, and some, not all, but some, it may not be so. So knowledge is power. They want to raise awareness so the parents know, teachers know, the children themselves. One of the things is culturally, we discipline, and our culture makes the children sometimes not comfortable in telling us these things. So that's one of the things that we want to try and modify.
And now that we know that children are off to school, because we're talking a lot of SHS because of the free that came in. I mean, this year it's blown really. One of the things I worry about is how do you stay connected to your child who is far from you, really? How do you still know what's happening in that child's life?
Well,
Any
these
tips
days,
you want to share?
with technology, you know, everybody has a phone. And even when there wasn't, people visited their children in school. But with new technology, I think parents, you know, how are you doing? The young man that was interviewed, I wonder how long it took for the parents to know. So it's making it okay for our children to be able to tell us not just the good news about I got A's in school, but also the not so good news to be able to share. I think that's important.
Okay.
We have to start from the beginning.
Ruth, so when is this happening, and where, and do we have to pay to be part of this initial program that you're organizing?
Okay, so the first of it is the launch, which is happening tomorrow, God willing, tomorrow at the Accra College of Medicine, East Legon.
Okay.
Yes, it's going to start at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. It's open to all. It's open to all. We want as many people as possible to just come and get informed, get to see. We have a lot of resource persons. We have a lot of the government institutions coming to tell us, for instance, what the government is doing about it, how the government is working with the professionals to help reduce the incidents and all that. So we are at the Accra College of Medicine, 10 a.m. East Legon, yes.
Okay, and you don't have to pay to gain entry?
No, it's free.
No, please, it's totally free.
Okay, so what would we see from you students after the launch?
After the launch, we intend to visit senior high schools, junior high schools, just talk to them, encourage them to come out, speak out.
Okay.
Yes, because a problem shared is a problem halved. Yes, if you speak out, you talk, you can be directed to the right people who can offer you support, counseling, advice, and all that.
Okay.
Yes. So to speak out, because sometimes it might be the one person abusing like various people, but when one person gets the courage to speak out, then other people realize that yes, this is also like I'm part of these people. Yes, then we can all form some sort of community to help ourselves. So we'll go to the various senior high schools, junior high schools, primary schools, and then we intend to also visit communities, health, anywhere we can get people to talk to, just so that people are aware.
So you know this is a long road, right? The
Yes.
stretch is very long.
Yes.
How do we know that you're not going to give up in the middle of it when it's getting really tough?
Yeah, we actually want a lot of support. Financially and all that from anybody who can.
Okay.
Yes, because we think it relates to us too. And as much as we are students, I mean, we are students, doctors, they call us doctors in training. Yes, as much as we are that, who end up becoming doctors.
Yeah.
And these things come up in the hospital all the time. So if we are able to at least get something done to reduce its incidence, it helps us all. And moreover, these are the children of Ghana we're talking about. The country, the future of the country is at stake here. So when we realize that this is important and it applies to every single person, then we know with a lot of support we can do this. We know we can actually do this.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for what you're doing. I love the fact that you're motivated to take on this cause. So, you know, more grease, like they say. But we hope that a lot of people will come on board and come and support your effort as well, so that we can push it further. Thank you, Dr. Kankamwa. Unless there are any last-minute tips you want to share with us? Oh,
I think this is a subject that every female, male, even if you're not a parent yet, by the grace of God you will be, and come and support these young medical students who are doing such a courageous, and Ruth has been working so hard with her committee, and I'm only here to support them. And please come, it's free, you know, be our guests.
Okay, so we'll be your guest tomorrow. You said it's happening at
10 a.m. at Park College of Medicine, East Legon, off the Adjugano Road.
Okay, is there a contact number that you'd want to share? Or?
Yes, please.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so 020-28-59905.
You have to take it again.
020-28-59905.
Okay.
And call for more information. And if you get lost, we could also direct you.
Okay. All right. All the best with this project. Thank you, Doc, for passing through.